about that inner voice and whose voice is it anyway. Often when clients come in and tell me about all these things, and they'll say, I'm just a failure, I'm no good, I'm not this, and blah, 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 blah. And there may be an exception to this, but I haven't found one yet. But so far, when I've asked, I was like, okay, whose voice is it anyway? Who's that inner bully? Who's that voice? And they'll look at me and go, well, it's my voice. I'm like, really, is it? And then we'll go back in time, pretend that we're getting in a time machine and go back in time and look at who was the original voice of that inner bully. Oftentimes it becomes a caregiver, whether it's mother, father, grandparents, foster family, whoever raised the person as a child. Oftentimes is that really negative, very critical environment where there's a lot of, you're no good, you're lazy, you're useless. And so the original bully was an actual bully. Now, if it happens once, you come in, you're carrying a cup and you drop it and it breaks and you're 6 years old and your mom goes, oh my God, really, kid, really? Because we get frustrated as human beings. And then the kid goes, I did a bad thing. If that happened once, no big deal. But if this is a systemic thing where it happens over and over and over again, then the child starts to get this message that, I am this thing no good. I am this useless thing. I am somehow flawed. And so they take the evaluation of the parent, who supposedly knows better anyway, and internalizes it. Then over time, instead of trying to disprove it, oh, no, we're really good at proving it. Because, and you can see how this happens. Let's say, Peggy. Peggy brought in breakfast to her mom for Mother's Day, and Mom bit into an eggshell. Of course, we've all done that. And instead of saying, oh, honey, you need to be more careful, Mom's like, oh my God, really? And just throws the breakfast. And let's say that, she does this on a regular. So she goes into Peggy's room, and this room is a mess. Why you live like a pigsty? You can't do anything right. You're just so lazy. And does this on a constant. And then eventually Peggy goes, oh, I am lazy. I'm lazy. I'm careless. Okay, so I'm this lazy, careless thing. Okay, because she believes that about herself, then it becomes kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whereas she's careless, so she doesn't pay attention, knocks over things, and she's like, see, I knew it, I was careless. So she finds data to prove that she's careless. Or she puts things off, procrastinates things, because she knows that she's not going to be any good at it anyway. In fact, if you want to know how that works on procrastination, I did a mental moment week on procrastination. So she doesn't believe that she's going to be able to do it anyway, so she puts it off, and then she says, see, proof, I'm lazy. No, it's proof that she puts things off. And so it doesn't prove that she's lazy. It doesn't prove that she's careless. It's that she has become to believe what was originally said about her and then acting on those beliefs. But now that she looks at that as proof, then she's grown up and she's like, well, how do I expect to be any different? So when she does something wrong, it's, you're lazy. You're stupid. You're careless. Hi, I'm Rhonda, and welcome to Mental Moments, where small changes can have lasting ripples. This week, we're talking about being friendly to ourselves. Now, this exercise to go back in time isn't going to help us in the here and now, but it's helpful to understand, so I see how that pattern developed over time, and I see how I got here today. To change that pattern, we have to change the inner bully. We have to kick the bully out. We simply just do. And we have to keep kicking the bully out over and over, over and over, and over and over, and over and over. Practice is important. And we'll talk about later this week why how our brain does that. And if we practice the good stuff, it's there when we need it. If we practice the bad stuff, it's there when we don't need it, but it'll be there because we practiced it. So being that friend to yourself. So ask yourself, when you'd say something like, oh, you're so lazy, would that be something you say to a friend? Well, I hope not. Not unless you don't want to have friends. So when you catch yourself saying, oh, you're lazy, stop and say, okay, what would I say to a friend? And so then you would be able to talk about that procrastination and all of that. And you can then be more realistic in how you talk. Now, if you'd like to learn more on how to be a friend to yourself, I have a course on that at morejoyfullife.com. And stay tuned for another exciting episode on how to be a friend to yourself.